I just wasted 10 seconds of your life.
Hello everybody, this is ImBlenderDude. I know that you're curious about the title, and I shall actually be going over that after a bit of talking about what happened to me last week, what I've been up to. And also, right after this, I shall be showing you how you can make your own pretty cool, yet still pretty easy, customized intro. Kinda like you saw right at the beginning of this video. First though, as to what I've been up to. Well, I started work on the rotoscoping for the project. Rotoscoping myself and Caleb further apart, then I remembered that Caleb is doing the video editing, so I thought that I should really wait for him to finish and then send it over to me, in case, I spent a whole week finishing the first part, only to find that he's used the second part of the footage in question. I have also tried out the generated lightning, like I showed in the link in the description of the lightning tutorial that I have. That method does work in Cycle, so I will be using that method. And finally I made the switch over to Chakra complete on my laptop. While I still have to do it on my desktop, I decided that I should celebrate a little bit. So I decided to make an intro for my other channel. Wait a minute, other channel? What am I talking about? Well, it's actually what this video is about. It's a bit of a history check now. Does anybody remember this video? It's the first thing that comes up when you type in ImBlenderDude into YouTube.
Hello everyone, this is TestingTe. Well, actually, it's the account of TestingTe. This whole video, the voice, the review, is all by ImBlenderDude, which is me.
That was such a long time ago. 2 years ago, in fact. Man. Yes, I had made a couple videos for TestingTe, after which we basically were talking back and forth between him uploading and me uploading. Eventually he said, you know what, just go ahead and take it, I'm not even using it anymore. I'm going to chill out in World of Warcraft, catch you later. I'm like, okay. So I started working on my own little thing, named it Linux Gaming and Week PC. That's not really the first episode, that's what I renamed it to later. It's the Linux Gaming and Week PC, the Week PC being a Dell Latitude D600, which if you don't know, is a laptop from 2003. Its specs are 1.6 GHz single-core processor, a max of 2 GB DDR, I think 1 RAM, and an ATI Technologies Ink Radeon RV250 Mobility FireGL 9000 Revolution 02 graphic card. I memorized that from how many times I typed an LSPCI into the terminal. Call me whatever you wish. But yes, that was my old hardware. Eventually it came time that I finally got some new one. So I renamed it to Ubuntu Gaming. Alright, I named it Ubuntu Gaming to kind of stand out a little bit. Everybody else just said Linux Gaming. After I made the switch over to Chakra, I decided to rename it to Chakra Gaming. Why not? Oh yes, by the way, some of my more popular videos over there are actually tutorials. For example, I made a whole tutorial suite, which somehow has over 1,000 views already. Wow! And I uploaded it December 12th. Pardon me. Yes, whole tutorial suite on customizing Ubuntu 11.10, since it appears to be gone to most people. I show you that it's really not. And customization is far greater than you think. Though there are some things I didn't go over, for example, combining desktop interfaces, and 2 new desktop environments that actually came out after I finished the thing. I basically ended it saying that it's open source, so you can customize pretty much everything, which is what Linux is about, making your desktop your own. If you want to try something out, just, search around for it. And maybe even leave a comment. I may be able to help you. But anyway, so I made a new intro. It looks like this. And I actually had some pretty good feedback on that. One of the comments did say, however, that it was a little too long for an intro, and I kind of agreed. So I made this version. After cutting the song in half in Blender, remade the animations, and it looks like this now. And the reason why I'm actually talking about all this is because one of the first comments on there asked me to make one for him as well. So somebody saw my Blender stuff, liked my Blender stuff, and actually asked me to do some stuff for him. That is the whole reason why I'm talking about this. Originally these two accounts weren't supposed to be, but personal achievement unlocked right there! I'm so excited I couldn't keep it a secret. But one of the other comments, since I do ask for feedback's always nice, was pointing out that putting the distro on there makes it seem as if it's Chakra exclusive, which is one of the reasons why I actually put Chakra on there. Most because I came across a comment posted on Desura that said gamers don't use Chakra because of how much problems that he had installing Desura on Chakra. After he had to find out what requirements it had and everything, to which I said, shenanigans! Of course you can use Chakra for gaming. I'll keep my old intro, keep the Chakra thing, and show people that you don't really have to use Ubuntu, since when you type in Linux gaming on YouTube, sure you get one from OpenSUSE, one from Fedora, but basically after that it's just Ubuntu, 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 and that's really just because it's the most used distro, not because it's best at gaming or anything. There's no best or worst distribution. You choose whatever you want and make it your own. But he has a good point. Putting Chakra on there makes it seem as if these things are Chakra exclusive. So, really, I had to make a new one because I agreed with him. This is what it looks like. Third edition of the intro. Pretty cool, huh? Though I thought it had a little too much aquamarine in there, so I switched the color of the Linux to white. And one comment pointed out, same guy who asked me to make one for him, he said that I should extend some time for the last part of the video within Chakra, because if I fade it into a game right now, it would be barely visible. So I agreed with him. But I also did get a few comments, at least 2, asking how I did that, including a private message asking what program I used. So I'm wondering, what program did you use for your intro? Thanks. Considering you're Linux gaming, I really hope it's Linux friendly. Thanks, BL1NDIN9. I actually know him for his pretty neat Celelara videos. So go check him out, subscribe to him. Celelara is, of course, the video editing program for Linux only. It's free, it's open source, and I actually kind of compared it to After Effects. So I thought that was pretty neat. I told him it's Blender, which is of course Linux friendly, very. It's open source and everything. He said, nice work then, I've been using Blender for a few months actually. So great job, you fooled me. So I told him I would make a tutorial, and that's what next video will be. And I also did fix some things that were suggested, and this is what the intro looks like now. So, long story short, I have another account, TestingTe. Go see him if you want to see some Linux gaming videos or want to suggest anything for Linux. Though, try to keep it within the area of my knowledge, which is Ubuntu and Chakra Linux now. In fact, I'm thinking on next uploading a whole, beginner's guide to Chakra Linux, because it's really a very nice distribution. Fell in love with it instantly. But yes, that's what I've been up to. And the reason I have this not in the same video as the tutorial was because it took 7 minutes even with my speed talking. So I thought, why not be comprehensible, make a whole video explaining on this. And just to prove to you that I made those intros myself, I actually have the .blend file right here. Here it is. This is what it'll look like when it's not rendered. It's a simple animation error that the Chakra logo actually spins before it comes on screen, but it's before it comes on screen, so I'm not really worried about that. I should probably increase the time in which the Chakra logo actually spins into what it's supposed to be, and the position that it is in. But hey, actually I think it should work how it is. And I also have, of course, my intro right here, which really is very quite simple. Things aren't even moving around. Yes, we shall be using the cycles render in the tutorial, which I shall actually get started on now. So, I'll see you then.